Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. I'm Ross Aiken. I'm joined again by Kirby to talk a team up book. We've just been doing team up books, and today we're doing Brave and the Bold 109. This was Kirby, one of Kirby's choices. He gave me some options, and I picked this one because I never read it. And it's Batman and the Demon, Brave and the Bold 109. Say hi, Kirby.
Hi, Russ. Thanks for bringing me on for this, as always.
Oh yeah, this is a man. I'm glad you picked this one or had this as the option because I have never read it. It's not the zaniest Haney. It was like I felt, but we'll talk about that. But I love Jim Aparo, and I'm going to talk about that. So,
Yeah.
what do you, I
Uh,
mean? Before we started, you were saying you didn't really remember this one.
yeah, no, I picked this one up years and years ago just because it's like I wanted to have as many of appearances of the Demon as Etrigan as possible, and this was on the list, and I got it for like dirt cheap, so I got it, and it's like I read it, enjoyed it, haven't read it in probably 10 years, so here we are today, and when we came up last week, I'm like, oh, Etrigan, I like Etrigan. Let's do an Etrigan story.
I like Brave and Bold when he's with someone that doesn't really make sense. I liked on Earth 2 podcast when they're trying to explain why Wildcat's there and or Sergeant Rock, they make Sergeant Rock work. Or Batman goes into space, which is always kind of fucked up, but I like it, you know. Um, haven't read all of it, but that Jason Aaron Batman Off-World was kind of like Batman wakes up in a spaceship, an alien spaceship, doesn't know why, and what would Batman do? And I went, oh, okay, that's good. But I like it when he would do the magic ones, and I've been watching the Brave and Bold cartoon on and off for the last few months because I like it, and I love their version of Jason Blood and Etrigan a great deal.
Yep.
It's I have like I like him in the JL the Justice League cartoons that Tim did, but
Mm-hmm.
I preferred Baby Etrigan from that one episode.
Uh,
But I got the Funko, and the Funko just looks like Baby Etrigan.
oh,
So
I've got that in the other room too. Yeah, no,
yeah, I love
it's
it. It's one of my favorite Funkos. But I like this character, and I remember, and they team up a bunch. I mean, 4 or 5 times.
oh, yeah, I think it makes that because like for some Jack did stick Etrigan in Gotham City in that in his ongoing, so makes sense from that
I didn't
perspective.
realize that. Yeah, I've been eyeballing some Jack Kirby omnibuses.
Yeah.
Um,
I've got the one from probably when I was in college years
uh,
ago. So
yeah, I really would like to get the Commandy stuff. But I saw the 2 volumes of it in that version, the hardcover
yeah.
with the special comic interior,
Hmm.
which is my Newsboys Legions are like that, and they're fucking nice. And I got another one like that. But my brother's piece of Master Kung Fu art sold, and I got a little money. Excuse me. Yeah, fucking hay fever in
Uh,
Richmond. Excuse me, folks. But I like the Etrigan, and I like this. Hold on. I didn't pull up anything. So
yeah, so we got a cover date of October, November 1973 and on sale date of July 5th, 1973. This has been reprinted 4 times according to Mike's Amazing World in Showcase.
four.
Yeah, let's see. Showcase presents Brave and the Bold, Volume 3, Legends of the Dark Knight, Jim Aparo, Batman Brave and the Bold, Bronze Age Omnibus, Volume 1, and then Batman Brave and the Bold, Trade Paperback, Volume 2. So this has been reprinted, a fair amount of
I'm
times.
glad it's in the Aparo book. That
Yes.
means they ranked it highly, and I rank it really high. Right? I mean, it is. Does it?
I'm
Does Mike's Amazing World have a synopsis?
No, it doesn't,
All
unfortunately.
right. Brave and the Bold, 109. Batman and the Demon in Gotham Bay, Be My Grave. This is the synopsis from the Fandom Wiki. At the construction site of a new bridge across Gotham Harbor, a horribly burned man with an iron collar around his neck rises from the site and begins to brutally attack anyone in nautical garb, in spite of Batman's efforts to stop the creature. The series of bizarre murders also attracts the attention of Jason Blood, who is informed of the situation by his friends. After they leave, he struggles with wanting to come to terms with Glenda about his feelings. However, Merlin appears, demanding the demon to meet him at Tintagel, The next day, as soon as the wizard disappears, Blood overhears Harry Matthews being attacked by the burned man. Blood transforms into the demon and comes to his friend's aid. Etrigan is surprised by the mysterious stranger's strength and tries to destroy it in demon flame instead, but the fire only feeds the scorched beast. In pursuit of the monster, the demon is mistakenly captured by Batman, and he, Matthews, and Rondu are forced to reveal the demon's dual nature. Batman is astounded, but accepts the help of the occultists to stop the monster. At police headquarters, Rondu attempts to discover more about the mysterious creature via the medium of composite sketch of the creature. His ESP triggers a glimpse into the monster's past when he was just a man known as Jack Dobbs. Dobbs was aboard a sailing ship that was exploring near the island of Krakatoa in 1883 and was accused of murdering the first mate, Mr. Larson. However, before he could be executed, Krakatoa erupted. Dobbs only survived by becoming something more than human and boarded the nearby Lady Claire, where he was driven by a mindless sense of revenge. Killing the entire crew, the ship would be found and pulled into Gotham Harbor. As it was towed, Dobbs made a hole in the hull, causing it to sink to the bottom of the harbor, where he was trapped for nearly a century. As Batman poses as a sailor to try to flush Dobbs out, Blood reads up on the history of Gotham. He makes a connection to the strange collar around the creature's neck. As Batman struggles to battle the powerful monster, he desperately awaits the backup of Gordon. Unfortunately, the commissioner is held up by a robbery elsewhere. The demon, on the other hand, sneaks into Gotham Museum to steal an old rope from a display case. Subdued by Dobbs, Batman is carried aboard the resurfaced Lady Claire, shortly followed by Rondu and Etrigan, who tussle with the arcane mariner. Across the world in Tintagel, Merlin is furious about being kept waiting and strips the demon's power for his disobedience. Weakened, the demon proves no match for Dobbs. Knowing only Merlin has this kind of sway over Etrigan, Rondu contacts the sorcerer telepathically to convince him to restore his servant's potential. The demon, no longer hindered, rips the collar from Dobbs' neck and tosses a noose around his neck, stringing Dobbs up from the mast, completing the century-old death sentence. As Batman regains consciousness and witnesses the lifeless, hanged creature, the three men quickly disembark from the sinking ship and watch Jack Dobbs descend to his final watery resting place. All right, folks. So we're going to jump to the synopsis from the Fandom Wiki, or I will do a edited version later. Me and Kirby know what the plot is. We just read it. So, and we'll be right back. All right. So, what did you let me look at some of the, I want to check something real quick on the wiki. What was your overall take on this story? What did you, I want to give you a sum up, but yeah, what's your, well, let's start with the splash page. What do you think of this? Wait a minute, I'm so backwards. Let's start with the cover.
Yeah,
back up.
So this is a really, really good cover, and it's like, I wish Jim Aparo maybe drew some. I wish pirate comics were almost more of a thing, because I would have read a Jim Aparo pirate comic.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Heartbeat.
I just really, one thing Aparo does really well is he gives a good angry look in Etrigan throughout this entire issue, and him just chained up on the I'm gonna give the not the mast, what the steering wheel.
The wheel. It's just called the wheel.
Yeah.
That's it. It's called the wheel.
Sorry, folks, I'm not a big ship guy, so I'm like, there's probably a more technical term.
No, it's just take the wheel.
Yeah. But Jim Aparo draws probably the definitive Batman, or at least one of them.
Oh, no. Yes, I think I know, like Billy from Magazines and Monsters. He's his favorite Batman. He's one of my favorite Batmans. He's he's in the top. God, fuck, man, I put him in top 3.
Yeah, for me,
and
yes.
then I have preferences. Best or favorites? Yes, he's definitely. I'm a big fan of the Marshall Rogers Batman, because that was really kind of the first one that I got into. But I'm also, I would put Dick Sprang in the top 5. you
Yeah.
know, because
Okay.
but I think Aparo is, I like Aparo, and I'm gonna say this now and get it out of the way. I like his Batman way better than I like Neil Adams' Batman. It's not even close. I think he's more dynamic. I think I also think Jim Aparo is a better. I like him better as a storyteller than I do Neil Adams.
Okay, that is not what I thought you were going to say before the show. I
Oh.
was close, but I thought you were going to say that you liked Aparo's Etrigan more than you like Jack's.
No, I think. Oh no, no, that's not.
Okay,
I don't.
okay.
I don't even like his Etrigan more than say maybe Giffen's or some other people's. But he is very close. I mean, he doesn't make it. I mean, he makes it his own, but he's very. There's a little Jack in him anyway. I think sometimes, but I think no, I like it. It's no, he doesn't do anyone badly. I've
No,
never
no, no.
seen a character he couldn't draw.
Oh yeah, no. Aparo is one of those guys like Jose Luis Garcia Lopez from last week, where you give him anyone, he's going to do a good job.
Yeah, yeah, and it's there, and you know, like one, like would Aparo be the first person? Would I want Aparo doing a Superman team up book? No,
No,
not right off. I think it would look pretty, but Garcia Lopez, yeah, yeah, it's super. I that he, you know, Aparo. When I think Brave and the Bold, I think Aparo. When I think
mm,
of DC Comics Presents, I think of Garcia Lopez, and Lopez did a less of a percentage of it. I mean,
yeah,
Aparo did most of it.
God, yeah, no. I'd have to go look up the percentages, and he probably makes up of you. If we're just counting the Batman team ups,
Mm-hmm.
50%, 60%, more than that.
I think it's more like 75 or 80%, really. I
Yeah,
mean, for a while this was his book, especially when he didn't have like Aquaman or something else to do. But
yeah,
I like this cover because it is a very 1973 three cover. It is the one where you would have seen this. You've got the bad guy posing, standing on Batman. Shit that could happen in the book.
yeah.
Um, an Etrigan with the logos. I do like what they call the cigar band, or this looks like a barbell, like that, you know, Batman Brave and the Bold DC and the Brave and the Bold across the cover presents. I miss covers like this that actually tell you what's going on. Um, and it's great. I think it's a great cover. The monster, whoever the ghost of the man hung, is just so good.
It, and it's again, and we'll talk about this more as we go through this. It's a creepy thing, and I do just want to mention this. This is right in the middle of Jack's run. So this is definitely Haney kind of, or DC editorial, however you want to look at it, kind of giving the character a bump.
Yeah. Oh no, no, and that's what this book's for, and that's why I think you should do team up books. I mean, lets you sell those secondary characters because you might see you have a market for it.
Hmm.
I don't know how they calculate numbers now, and Pat's like they do. Pat at the comic shop says they don't really, you can't really trust the numbers. You're really guessing a lot, and it's got to
Yeah.
be based on your shop. But I think it's great. The splash page on this is great. And I will start with that. It is such a beautiful piece of comic drawing. It is like, man, every page of this, I'm looking through it. He's like, dude, you know, you're just doing a Batman team up comic, right? You're not doing something, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like I call it my Captain Picard thing where Patrick Stewart's acting in a Star Trek and you're going, dude, you can tone that down. You don't have to be that good at Star Trek.
Yeah. No.
It's a little disconcerting. Save that for a good episode. Why are you doing it in this one? But it's so beautiful. You got they're building a bridge, I guess, across the bay, Gotham Bay.
Be
Um,
my grave.
yeah, I love it. Bay, but I mean it's great. And you see the monster coming out of the pylon that the bridge is going to sit on, and the construction worker hanging on the hook. It's just a gorgeous image.
Man, they still probably do that. You could not. I don't know if you could pay me to do that without like a harness or something.
Harness and a diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I had I had to. I was taking a tour of the hospital, and one of the techs took me up on the helipad, and I went, "Nah, fuck that." I went, just come out in the middle of it. No, we were way too high. But yeah, it's great. It's great. It just looks cool, and I mean, and I don't know, man. It's just beautiful. Jim Aparo, it's just so good. I mean, it's just I don't. He reminds me of Milton Caniff, and sometimes in this, that kind of the action strip, those really good. You may not know he did Terry and the Pirates, Steve Canyon. It was an adventure
Okay,
strip.
heard of them. I have like no experience with them.
It's his level of art is like Hal Foster and the guys that did the science fiction stuff in the Sunday papers too.
Oh,
They're
okay.
very high quality draftmen. He's like, I'd put him up there with, he's like for strips, he's Eisner
Okay.
for strips, where Eisner's was a comic book inserted into the Sunday paper. And actually, I think Milton Caniff's probably a better cartoonist than even Eisner in some ways. It's beautiful, and it's a different medium, but it is beautiful. I have it because my brother loved him. I mean, it's just that level of draftmanship and artistic thing. It's a superhero team up book, and it's just gorgeous from panel to panel. So I've just gushed. What's your take on that page? And then we can move on into the first chapter.
Again, it feels weird that this should be I don't feel like this is a perspective shot we get a whole lot, just because a lot of the time it'll either be pretty everyone's kind of even level, but it's a good cinematic opening shot.
Yeah, it's
And
a
it's
crane shot.
yeah, it,
Literally a crane shot. But
yeah,
yeah, I
and
think
it
there's a
draws you
lot of that
in.
through this.
I was just gonna say it draws you in, even though we have neither Batman nor the Demon on in the image.
No, no. I mean, you get to see it, and then when you move, and it moves directly in. Could be one of those like the panel that is like another cover or teaser before
Hmm.
you get to page 1 or page 2, which is an odd thing. And as I'm reading more Silver Age, I see it. I'm like, going, I guess why they do it, but sometimes it's a little disconcerting. That one is just the first panel. And then we go in, and the guy looks like he's made of molten lava or mud. I don't think, do they ever actually?
No, they don't. And because I didn't remember this issue, I'm like, is this a weird Clayface appearance that I couldn't remember? But I'm like,
I thought
what
it was a lava
Clayface?
man. I thought it was
Uh,
like a lava man. I went, that's Marvel. What is this? Some weird crossover. No, but he's great. And you see him jump and he knocks the guy off the crane to his death, I guess. Oh no, he falls in the water because he talks later.
I
But
mean,
then he
oh,
kills the guy right,
it's not kill him.
the tugboat pilot. I mean, it's pretty violent.
Yeah, no, they waste no time on like, nope, he's killed at least two people.
Yeah.
I, and Haney absolutely wastes no time. If Batman's just already in the GCPD helicopter.
Oh yeah. It's when I see heroes with cops, just random like in cop cars and stuff like that in older comics, like reading the Thor where he helps the mayor of New York. I'm like, what? Stop that. This is so stupid. Um, I do like it. But see, they hide the murder. I mean, Aparo knows how to give you horror
Mm.
and show you tough images, and he knows what he can show you, what's appropriate for a story. And I like that. On page, what is it? On page 2, Batman swings down and he talks to the guy that fell off the crane who's fishing himself out of the water, and he points on the move. He finds the dead body of the pilot. I want to ask you something on page 3, the center panel.
Columbo.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No, no, I'm like, just one more thing.
Just one little thing.
Well,
I would love to have seen a Batman teams up with Columbo.
I, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Well, I take that back because the couple issues that DC Comics presents, I either still don't have, or always were like other property crossovers, and those were a pain to find.
Yeah, they're
But
impossible to find sometimes, aren't they?
I lucked out and got the He-Man crossover for like $60, and
Yeah,
it's in
that one was pricey the day it came out.
yeah, that one is but if you go on eBay, it's a whole bunch of go fuck yourself pricing.
Yeah, I'm looking, but I hate it when I go looking for like beat up copies of certain omnis. Like I got the Joshua Williamson Flash for like $60, but it's got his dust jacket, but it's beat up. It's been read. I don't give
Right.
a shit. Um, but then you see the other ones. Like I was looking up Kirby Commandy, $1,000. Someone had it for 160, and I went, that's reasonable.
That's yeah.
It's out of print.
Oh, is okay.
Oh, it's the Omni. It's got the 2 volume hardcovers. But so I was looking at the 2 hardcovers for 60. So but I would, I like the Jack. I like Jack oversized. But yeah, it's those license ones are terrible. I'd hate to know how hard it is to find the Doc Savage Marvel 2-in-1.
I got that for like $5.
Really?
Yeah.
But you can find, okay, I was thinking
Uh,
because it's so early in the run and it's so weird
yeah,
that it would be
and
hard to find. So,
yeah, and without sidetracking too much, it's like I got that specifically. So it's like with the rest of the epics that they will hopefully I I'll still be able to say I have all 100 issues.
yeah, yeah, you have one in the ROM.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
um, so, but yeah, I like the little Columbo. That panel is something. It's
You didn't
just
have
the
to do it.
setting. It's just background. It's just to show you where they are. It's beautiful. It's so detailed.
Uh, yeah, I mean, like again, to the Garcia Lopez comparison from last week, it's like he had that beach scene, same thing. It's like you didn't have to do that much, but you did, and it's like my guess is if I'm doing this, day after day, if this is my day job, I'm gonna try and make the most of it
Yeah,
just to entertain myself, which is why I think Columbo's in here.
yeah, I think it is too. It's probably,
I've had
watched it
on the
the night
TV.
before. Yeah. Then we got the purser. This guy is the purser of a ship, and he's this bitter and jaded. He must be a great actor because that's basically the host on a boat. Um, Getting murdered, another murder. Um, and I like it. It's Batman and Commissioner. I love Jim Apato's Commissioner Gordon.
Again, the like perfect image. If anyone's thinking, what does Commissioner Gordon look like? It's
It's
Jim
yeah,
Aparo's Gordon.
yeah. It's well, pre-crisis it is, but post-crisis it's oh fuck, it's a couple people, but they've all kind of do it now. Even the actors have to play them in the movies, kind of
Okay.
have to, except for Jeffrey
Oh, except
Wright.
for Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Jeffrey
oh
Wright.
yeah. I would wonder if he is in a 10909 if we're because we get to go to Jason's apartment building and him and his is this his girl? What is she? His girlfriend or
Yeah, Glenda. So one thing that was throwing me last night, and it's a Bob Haney comic. I realize continuity should be fourth on his list, but at this point, she still actually didn't know that Jason and Etrigan were tomato tomato.
oh, I got you. I got you. But she doesn't go, you look like all your portraits of your family. You look like it. Look like them. So yeah, they're blood relatives.
Uh,
And then I forgot about these side characters, Harry's Matthews and Randall Singh. Are they in every they're
Oh,
in I
they're
remember
yeah.
Randu. I don't remember Harry.
Harry was your as much as Glenda is Sue without the powers, Harry is Ben without the transformation. So
Okay. Well,
that's
Batman
what.
doesn't really care for him much.
No. Um, uh, just a little thing is at some point I think it's what's Matt Wagner will turn Harry into into a living couch cushion where it's really disturbing, but he'll still be chain smoking.
It's unsettling. It's like the woman Shirley Hare Henderson in that Doctor Who episode where her face is on a paving stone.
It's exactly that. Only
Yeah, it's
he's
like, ooh, dude, what are you doing with that?
stuff that they really shouldn't be probably mentioning in a Doctor Who episode.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
I,
Yeah, I've read some I really would like to get that Kirby stuff like OMAC and the
mhm.
Demon and the Commandy because, it's so it's just I didn't give it a chance when I was a kid. I was just a fucking
Mhm.
snotty kid and I did and I'm about halfway through that big giant tome of the fourth world. I jump in and out.
Right.
Yeah, because some of it's rough. Jack, good plots, not always great scripts. But I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So I'd like to read this because I've had people say, "Oh, his Commandy's better, his Demon's better writing."
His demons absolutely like. Granted, apparently he didn't care for the character because he was pissed at the fourth world getting canceled. But it's like it makes much more linear sense. Whereas the fourth world, hey, here's Don Rickles for no reason for an issue.
Well, they used to do Bob Hope comics. Neil
That's
Adams
true.
drew some of those and some of the Jerry D. Martin and Lewis cartoon
Oh
comics.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Adams did those covers. He did a bunch of those covers when he was coming up. Uh, but I like it. It's you get to see his cast of characters. They give you know Batman's not on it for 6 pages. It's all about Jason, and he draws a really good Jason Blood.
It's
Really good.
creepy. He does the eyebrows really good. Just to kind of give it that little demonic kind of look to him. And might be the best Merlin I've ever seen drawn in a DC comic.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because I haven't read a lot of demons. So does Merlin pop up in the demon comics and gives me?
Occasionally. So that's where I was trying to think of last night is because we're still like right in the middle of the ongoing series. Is Haney probably thumbed through the first couple of issues, and honestly, for especially for Haney, he got everyone pretty much right on. So
Yeah,
like
I
I
think
said,
it, I mean the costume, the Merlin's costume is very Kirby, so I guess he's copying the same one he appears in those.
I think I'm trying to remember even because I didn't get a chance to reread a whole lot last night. Is this might be a kind of an Aparo original, and he just is able to really channel the Kirby. Period.
Yeah, that belt and sleeves,
Yeah.
the trim on the things, it's great. And I just think, okay, here's my thing. I love George Prez, but his
Mhm.
fashions were always about 20 years out of date. You know,
Yeah.
people had striped jeans with bell bottoms in the 80s. It's like, dude, they don't you dress like that in your neighborhood in New York, maybe in the 70s, but I don't know what this is. But Aparo makes these guys look like movie stars in a way. And the way they dress and everything is very choice, he's making good choices. And I don't know who the colorist is, but they do a really freaking good job. I'm not looking at the thing, so
I don't see one listed on
it may not be
Mike's.
listed. It's the 70s, man. It may not have been something that's actually listed. Let me look at you're looking at Mike's. I've got fandom up. Um, it's
I'm
I,
sorry. It's like I'm looking at the bottom of page
oh
six.
no, it isn't. It isn't. It's Jim Aparo pencils, inks, and letters.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. That's
Yeah.
a freaking lot of work. I think it's it is. We get to see that he gets his marching orders from Merlin. Then he looks outside his window, and someone's being attacked down on the street level. Oh, Harry's getting it. Harry's getting attacked. And he turns into Etrigan and starts fighting the monster.
Yeah. And again, Haney is able to get it's like, okay, he has to say the rhyme or whatever for to transform. And because this is still pre Len establishing the rhyming aspect, we have a more straight talking Etrigan.
Okay, thank you. Because I thought he always rhymed.
Nope. Wasn't until Len Wein did it in DC Comics Presents, and then it was Alan Moore and Swamp Thing that really kind of cemented it.
Yeah, Alan Moore went, hey, Len, that's a fucking great idea. Let's
Yeah.
just get going with that because I love him when he does that. I think it's the best thing. And like the Brave, not in the Brave and the Bold, Brave and the Bold cartoon he's in, but like the Bruce Timm stuff, they nail him in that when
Yep.
it comes to talking and how annoying it is to all the people around him.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I like it on it's a chapter 2, part 2, Enter the Demon. To see him fight this monster.
Oh, I throwing him into the carousel and spinning it around so fast before blasting him. Oh, page 8, where just again masterclass in doing a fight scene.
See, yeah, that's that bottom panel in that is very Neil Adams.
Yep. Oh, I
I
can
think
see that
that,
100%.
yeah, yeah, it's looks like Adams Palmer panel, like from an Avenger in some way to me. But it's great. It is. It's great action packed. He does great screaming faces. The monster's on fire, and Batman captures him. Um, oh, so he's not met the demon, so he doesn't
Yep.
know who he is, but he sees him turn into Jason Blood.
Yeah. So again, as Etrigan was that's the interesting is like Jack threw had the Etrigan series be in Gotham, but there's no crossover in that actual series, so it is kind of nice to have him crossover with Batman here. And honestly, if I was Batman and I saw Etrigan just running around, and I had no idea, I would try and capture him too. So,
Yeah, it's like, whoa, I got two of them. What's going
uh,
on? Yeah, it's great. I mean, but I like it that he just, it's we were talking about this is so far in the past that you could have a hero have not met somebody
mm-hmm.
because now everything is everybody knows everybody. It's kind of sad. I wish they would, it wasn't such a crowded universe at times, but this is a really good sequence. He doesn't like Harry. We get to see that Batman knows who all these people are.
Right, because Randu, I think, is a UN delegate, and Harry, I guess, he's a madman, more or less. Or
Well, he's a con man, is what is it? It goes, aren't you? You aren't just joking, Harry. Each one of it. Wait a minute. Where is it? There's a
He does reference like him being like a huckster or whatever. So
yeah. Um,
and again, because it was Jack, he didn't really explain like how they met. They were just nope. Jason Blood just these are his friends or whatever. So that's what we're going with.
okay, so they're not. There's no origin to their friendship. They're just
No.
always characters in the game. Okay.
Yep.
With Gordon, everybody's smoking, man. It's
I
like on every page, someone is smoking.
yeah. Well, again, we got as Harry's your Jack stand, and of course he's chomping on a cigar the whole time.
Yeah,
But again, I kind of miss casual smoking in comics, and I
I
get why they don't, but I do miss it.
yeah, it's like it makes sense. People still smoke. I like when Randu does his mental powers and the flashback to the sailors. Man, that stuff's
It again.
the changing coloring is
Hmm.
amazing. How it's people are in solids. It's like someone's in blue. These people are in purple. The ship is green.
Again, Aparo did not have to go this hard for like a random issue of Brave and the Bold, but he did.
Yeah,
And
I would like to see him do an historical seafaring, comic. Wait, I'm reading Manifest Destiny. It's an image book about Lewis and Clark, but it's got magic and monsters in it a bit.
okay,
But it's really fucking amazing. I'm still in the first section, and I'm like, wow. I may breeze through it. It's so good. But I would like to see more books set in the past about stuff. I got the latest, the Solomon Kane #1. Pat Zurcher is writing, drawing it, inking it, everything, and it's the best art I've seen him ever do. And
okay,
it's
I might have to check that out.
it is really well written too. I like Solomon Kane. He's a character I kind of there's a Solomon Kane film that I really liked. I watched it.
Oh, I think I've seen. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I watched it. Had normally plays bad guys playing Solomon Kane.
yeah.
It's an
Okay.
actor normally plays really asshole bad guys, but he played Kane. But I liked it. But this I would because he makes it a different tone because it's not a superhero story. It's
Nope.
a horror story, but it's not a superhero story. Um,
And
and I think it
I
works.
yep, and I do love that it's not just a volcano exploding in the past; it's Krakatoa exploding. So,
Yeah. So it explodes. Somehow the boat survives.
I think that like somehow he survives,
Oh, and
or
he's on another boat.
and
That's
he gets
right.
on
Okay,
another boat,
yeah.
and then he kind of pulls a Dracula on the Demeter thing, where he's just been slowly killing everyone, and it's like how these things are not that big. How have you not found this guy yet?
Yeah, I don't know. It's so that never makes sense. I like that. I want to see that movie, the
It's
Last
solid.
Voyage. Is
Yeah,
it good?
yeah,
I'm
it
not
is
paying
solid.
for it though. I'm waiting for it
No,
to be
no,
on free. It ain't free
it
yet.
was on Paramount, I think.
Yeah, well, no, it was a pay-per-view on Paramount. Maybe it's on
Oh,
Paramount now. I may watch it this weekend. It's just me and 3 dogs and 2 cats. Leslie's out of town and I'm babysitting. I have a friend whose dog Trudy cannot. I have to sit her when they go out of town because she gets anxiety, but she doesn't have anxiety with me.
okay.
So
Well, okay.
she looks like a Fraggle. So I like her more than I like my dogs. But I mean that whole sequence of the past is great, and then we get back. Poor Rat. Um, they send Harry out as bait, pretty much.
Well, is it?
No,
Uh,
that's not. There's
nope.
the guy. Okay, the purser, Harry, and this dude all look exactly the same.
That threw me off because at first I thought the second captain killed, like who was on the yacht, was Harry, like who just got attacked. And it took me the second reread. I was like, oh, okay, it is a different guy.
Yeah, I like how it gets very foggy, like a Sherlock Holmes movie or something.
Yes.
Um, and it's okay because this is Batman in disguise. Duh, Ross. Yeah. How do you wear a rubber mask over that pointy cowl and hide it? Where is it?
That is some Scooby Doo technology right there. Is what that is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Uh,
I like
the,
that he had to put an arrow on some of the panels because he was like, "Oh crap, they're not going to understand this. They're going to read it."
yeah, that's one where it's like, yeah, you look. If that's the worst I have to say is like Aparo maybe could framed that a little better.
I
That's a
think because
small
the
price to
arrows
pay.
cut and pasted over it. I think that was added.
Oh, okay.
It looks like at least it looks like that on the app.
No, no. Now that you say that, I can definitely see that being like something.
that
someone
they
added
pasted
on.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
editorial. Put an arrow on it. I got confused, and I write these damn things. But it's a great sequence. And another great battle sequence. I mean,
Again, Batman tries to stab the thing in, or stab the, I'm just gonna say ghost in the shoulder, and the needle just completely breaks off. And okay, this I don't think was supposed to be funny, but Batman's struggling against him, and he's like, luckily, Gordon and the Riot Squad are backing me up. Should be here any instant, but they're busy dealing with something else. And it's like it almost read like a Simpsons joke to me, where like Wiggum would be like eating coffee and donuts while Batman's struggling for his life.
yeah, yeah. It's like, well, because they have a curfew because of the monster, and so they're battling bad guys. What the hell?
I guess
Uh,
they overdid it so much on the harbor that other crooks decided like, well, we can steal stuff while they're busy dealing with a ghost. So
yeah. So Randu and Blood do some Buffy kind of library sitting kind of
that
stuff.
is what it is.
Yeah, we're going to go sit in the library and talk and look at books, and then we'll find the answer. But they find out that they need something from the Lady Claire, which is the ship he was on that was pulled into the harbor and then sank. And it's a coil of rope. And Etrigan and Randu head toward. I never see it. This is weird. I'm thinking about this now. It's like Etrigan with a sidekick and running into action, not hopping.
Yeah, no, that is the one bit where it's like, okay, that's not 100% because Etrigan in this is a way more verbose than he is in Jack's comic, and that's just different style of writing. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
also, he's got to move some of the plot, but I like it. I
yeah,
like the monsters going to the ship. That's
like he's kind of swimming somehow or
yeah.
something. And again, shouldn't I don't think it was supposed to be funny, but Etrigan doing the rowboat bit
I
makes me
love that.
laugh.
I
It's like,
had he's doing it, and it's doing that cartoon like a Daffy Duck trying to get away from somebody
yeah,
in a rowboat. It's very good. And then Ed Green looks and him start fighting again. It's uh
so yeah,
yeah.
so it's like as soon as he gets on the boat, they like you said, they immediately start fighting, and Merlin is trying to pull Jason Blood or Etrigan to they said King Arthur's birthplace earlier in the issue, but he only gave him like a day's notice, and it's like, dude, how about you give him more than that? But Randu tries to like ESP to Merlin, like, hey, we're really dealing with something right here.
You know,
King,
I don't know why that's really in the arc. Is it just to make do you need this for the story that for
no,
one page? Yeah. But
but
it does. I'm using the panel as my background, but the bottom panel on 19 of the mid transformation
uh,
is freaking sweet.
oh, gorgeous! It's absolutely gorgeous. Of because it is like better than some of like the Hulk transformations I've seen.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah. It's really good. What I like is so this monster has a chain manacle around his neck the whole time because he was a prisoner and
Hmm.
he was going to be hung for what he did. Um, and so Demon pulls it off and then he starts fleeing. I love this that he's afraid of something and we don't know.
Right.
We don't know, but Etrigan throws the rope over the mast and lassos the monster and hangs him because he's finally got justice. And that's why he was freaking. It's like, without the chain, I'll be hung. And he's got the rope. And that's what they'd gone to get from um, the
From the
museum.
museum.
So,
'Cause that was somehow the only other thing that survived from the Lady Claire was a piece of rope.
yeah. Yeah. And then the ghost ship sinks with everybody back on it. Um, all the ghosts on it. I love it. I love this issue so much. It was just so I think it's some of the best Aparo art I've ever seen. Um, it's just so solid, and I could imagine being a kid reading that and going, "I'm going to read some Demon comics. I'm
Uh,
going to
I,
do
I
this." You know,
I absolutely would. Like this is a good use of like I said, even though she's only on for like a page, Glenn, okay, that's Glenda, that's Randu, that's Harry. The demon does this, da 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 da. And just I mean, like to what you said earlier, this is much more of a this is almost more of a horror book than it is a Batman superhero team up book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm seeing here with Haney, he's given the guest star half the book. He's given them a
Yeah.
big part of the book. And I think for every story is very different. Like the next issue is he teams up with Wildcat, and then the Joker.
Oh,
So it's all these weird. Every issue is different, and the art's a little bit different. I think he's very good. Aparo is very good of doing the art that is needed for that specific character.
yep. And this is all, and I like you said at the beginning, this is probably one of the least zany Haneys I've ever read. This is him. He stopped drinking for a week to write this issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't I love these damn team up books. I just do.
Oh
And some
yeah.
of these older ones, I wish I had gotten. I would love to have the two omnibus. They have a bunch of this stuff. Most of it's in there. It's the. I think it's only the Batman stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I think if they are said specifically say like the Batman team ups or whatever.
yeah. It's just perfectly done. Everything, even the silly thing with Merlin in that one page to kind of pump up the drama, it just works.
Yeah.
And it's 16 pages.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's 20 pages
It's
actually. So
20
yeah.
pages, and you get a story. You know who the characters are. It's not so like modern comics are so deconstructed sometimes that it takes 15 minutes to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
I won't even say read sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, um,
This would be a 3 issue arc nowadays.
yeah, it would be too much. It's so perfectly balanced. It's just so perfectly balanced. It's so beautifully drawn. I'm doing that 20-day 5 thing on Blue Sky guys, and I've picked my artists, and I'm trying to pick ones that that I love that I don't think everybody else like. I've done 3, and it was oh God, I can't even remember the first one. I've done Jimmy Cavallari, um, Calafiore, who did a bunch of Exiles I like, but I'll have Aparo be in. Oh, I did Don Newton. Who
Okay.
Don
Yeah.
Newton? Batman he draws a beautiful fucking Batman. Um, but it's Aparo is just so good. He's just up there for Batman artists for me. I just can't think of many more better than him. I mean, and they've been great ones. I
Oh.
mean, and I think it's your generation. I bet a lot of people love Breyfogle, and I enjoyed Breyfogle's Batman. It was different, but I liked it. But I think I know I like Aparo's Batman more than I like Adams's Batman. Um, I think I like Adams's Superman more than I like Adam's Batman.
Yeah.
Um, and he drew just the right amount um of it. But I mean, it's a master's class in telling a story. I mean, it is Haney. His comics are always entertaining,
Yep.
but this is one of the least zany. I mean, where did this fall in the zany? This is nowhere near as zany as.
No. Yeah. No. He like I say he had an assignment and he kind of kept it coherent. There's no, oh, Batman fell asleep in an armchair and now Sergeant Rock he's teaming up with Sergeant Rock or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love it when Billy does them. I've been
Oh
on a
yeah.
couple of them. We did one where we were both like, oh, I think the last one we did, we are like, oh my God, what the hell is this we're reading? But yeah, this is just so good. So I mean, I want to ask you, because you are younger than I am and you're going back, what made you go back to the Brave and the Bold? Was it just because of team ups, or was it because you had,
Oh, like I said, for most of my collection of Brave and the Bold issues that I have is like I like the character, so I just want to have those issues
okay,
at the break.
okay.
So it's like I'm looking at it's like okay, Mr. Miracle, Spectre, Elongated Man, so it's like whomever I'll pick it up, Metal Man again, to tie into
Yeah.
last
Man,
week.
I
So
didn't
it's
really, yeah. When we did Metalman last week, I looked and they went, fuck, they teamed up a bunch.
yeah,
um, but no, it's just so good. I love it. I love these issues. I'm kind of glad that this is what I'm pausing. I haven't done anything big, folks. I've had a very crazy couple weeks. Um, this week especially was insane. And it's Doctor Who season, so I half my recording time is going to that for a couple months. But I like doing these little ones and dones. and just going through the team up books. I mean, it's why I started the podcast. So I'm enjoying these. I think I need to pick a Marvel 2-in-1 or team up to do soon. But I like these DC ones. I'm a big fan of the DC ones more so sometimes than I am the Marvel ones.
Oh, because I think especially for podcasting, it's like these are easy. They are like done in one stories, and they give you exactly what you need. Because like even with the Project Pegasus episodes you were doing, that was still like what that was like basically an arc. That
It was
was an
six.
arc.
Yeah, well, it was 4 episodes because it was a 2-parter and then a 6-parter. And it was the only way it really could. I mean, they need to be done. I mean, it's a hardcover. When the next 2-in-1 will have all those issues. Well, one of the latest 2-in-1 has the first two, but the rest of it will be in the next epic that come out. So I may gift someone that hardcover because just a great. That's a great book. And the other hardcover they had for that was the Serpent Crown stuff that came later with Scarlet Witch and that
Oh,
more
okay.
Perez stuff. Yeah, so that you're right, but they're denser. See, I always felt Marvel 2-in-1 was my thing book.
Hmm.
I like you is Ben's my favorite member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I mean,
uh,
why
yeah,
I'm reading the epics too. Is like, yeah, Ben, and I
Ben, and
think Ben
so
is
and I
one of the
like
best
Ben's
characters.
solo book. I've liked. Did you read the Sidarki 2-in-1?
I read I think a couple issues of it, and I think I just kind of dropped off. I might have. It's
It's
one of
out in
those
the
like,
trade now. All is one, and they've stopped. It was out as Marvel 2-in-1,
mhm.
all 12 issues. Now it's an FF one because it's the bridge between
Oh,
the two
okay.
writers between so and so and Dan Slott. It kind of goes where it goes somewhere. It's just they remember they were missing for a year.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
some.
and it's but Ben knows they're dead. Ben thinks they're dead, and he's sure of it. And Johnny thinks they should be looking for him. And Ben, the whole it's fun. And then, but about halfway through, Reed and Sue show back up, and they go on the mission, and it's fun. I like Zdarsky, and I like Zdarsky's arcs. They work, but yeah, it wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of thinking it was going to be something else, but I read it in a chunk, and I liked it. Because
Right.
it was one of those things that you get behind in your comic pile and go, shit, that's done. I just might as well read it. But it's okay. But I like the original 2-in-1 was such a good series. I mean, they're bad ones. I mean, I did that one with the arc I did with Billy when was the Man Thing again, or they were in Florida and they
Oh,
were going to Disney World, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't remember that. And it's written like a DC Silver Age book in a bad way, like the worst kind of 50s kind of
yeah.
when they don't nail it. Because there is a bit of charm to DC Silver Age that I like, but sometimes they just don't hit that charm. But it was just weird and weird logic. And it was Gerber. I think it was Gerber. And I think it
No,
was
I think you're right. Look. Sometimes Gerber wrote a bad story. You
oh
can love him, but man didn't like every writer. He didn't hit every time.
yeah, yeah. Well but he wasn't, he was just doing it because it was like I have to team him up with who? Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, whatever he was in charge, man. I really do love I do love Gerber though. I mean, his superhero stuff is so different than everybody else's too.
Yeah, which is the great part of it. But sometimes, like I said, yeah,
Yeah.
he sometimes you just have an assignment and you just kind of need to type pages out.
Yeah. So I got a bill. How many, can I do another issue? I got to pay the bill. So that was great. Kirby, thanks for coming on. It's time to do recommendations. I'm going to go first real quick because I read this and I've been watching The Brave and the Bold, and there was a great Brave and the Bold in season 1 with Etrigan and Batman, and he's battling Gentleman Jim Braddock because he's still alive. Batman goes back in time and teams up with Jason Blood, who knows who Batman is, and Sherlock Holmes. Um, and Batman and Sherlock Holmes are trying to out Holmes each other. And Etrigan's great. It's just a lot of fun. I love that show. Brave and Bold's great. I mean, I just watched one with Red Tornado, and he creates the sun, and the sun's in the original Red Tornado costume, which I love. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I love that costume. It looks so good. Dick Dillon. It's a Dick Dillon costume that doesn't suck because he designed some costumes for the Black Hawks when they had
Oh, he did
superpowers.
those?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
the one with the ears all over it.
the listener.
Whatever. That was crap. It's so bad. It's like, oh, here's the shark. Jump it twice, please. But the cartoon's great. It's a lot of fun. So check it out. So what's your recommendation, Kirby?
So I watched. Okay, truth time. I did also watch that Brave and the Bold episode. It's great. So I watched the his appearance in the first season of Justice League, A Night of Shadows. It's probably one of the best episodes from that first season, which is really kind of
Is
rocky.
that when they're the kids, or that just when they meet him?
Just when they meet him, because
Okay, I know what you're doing.
yeah, it's Morgan Le Fay and her son Mordred are trying to find the Philosopher's Stone.
That kid is such a twat.
He is. And Wonder Woman and Flash have to go to legally distinct Hugh Hefner's party for a little bit to try and find it. Uh,
Oh.
Martian Manhunter's been
Oh, doesn't she
swayed.
threaten to break Hefner's arm?
Yeah, because that's exactly what would happen if Wonder Woman showed up to Hugh Hefner's place. Oh, there is again. I didn't catch it the first couple times, but you get in the background of that party scene like Don Rickles' costume and all of that. It's worth it for that. Martian Manhunter is almost like a sway to Morgan Le Fay's side. It's just one that like I said, the more solid first season episodes. Well, worth your time. Michael T. Weiss is voicing Etrigan, and really good voice actor for that.
I
Uh,
like Etrigan in the Tim cartoons.
he's
He's
good.
they made some choices that are cut from the comic, and I think they've actually influenced the comic again when I see people use them. They're more using the Len Wein, as you pointed out, that version.
Yep.
Alan Moore, Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm just made it fun.
Yep. Because
So
it's one of those like we're just gonna kind of go whole hog with the Jack style, and that episode's well worth it.
yeah,
Check it out.
it's a good. I like Diedrich Bader as
Oh,
Batman. I like him as the voice of Batman. I love the deal.
honestly, the third bet in the top three of my Batman live action and
He
animated.
did him in another cartoon. He did him again, didn't he? For
Yeah, he
something a
did him
little more
somewhere else. I can't
serious.
remember where. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, no, I think you actually have a really good voice for Batman, regardless of the tone. And it's like him, Adam West, and Kevin Conroy. Those are my
Yeah,
top
Kevin
three Batman.
Conroy's steak. I think Kevin Conroy's the best Batman
Oh
ever.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think my problem with the Batman movies is that he is so unmovable because
mm,
they always put him in a fucking bulky fucking costume. And no, he needs to move. He needs to
yeah.
fucking cut. He needs a Bruce Lee shit, not like that hard leg kick. I'm in fucking foam and I can barely lift my leg off the ground. It's kind of
Um,
weird, but I think the cartoon ones are always the best. And I thought I'd hate the show when I first came on. I thought I'd hate Brave and the Bold. I thought it was a kiddie cartoon. It's like I can't watch Teen Titans Go. When my
no, no.
goddaughter kind of liked it when she was little, my friend Vic was like, "Oh, it's kind of good," and it's like I just can't do it. It's not meant for me. It's a, and I've seen some that I think are very funny because they're meant to be funny, but it's not.
Hmm.
But this is just fun. It's a comic book. It's a comic book in its purest old form, and in some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I kind of got nothing else. I mean, one of the reasons I guess I picked the demon issue was like Etrigan's always just one of those good wild cards. He might be a hero, he might be a villain. Depends on the story. Depends on the page in the story
Yeah,
sometimes too.
well, and it's that nice mix in a team up where Batman with a monster,
Yeah.
you know. Seeing him with the cops so much is kind of weird. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just that's the zany thing. It's like, why is there this random gunplay in Gotham during the curfew for that? It's like the Merlin. Those two things are like, okay, it's extra drama, but it's a panel.
Yeah.
So, all right. So your recommendation is
Was the Justice League episode.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Um, all right. Well, folks, that's it. I don't know what's going to come next weekend because I'm playing it kind of by ear. When me and Kirby are done recording, I want to talk to him about Hugs. You just ate all that cat food. Sorry, I did not get up during the recording to stop Hugs from eating all the cat food. Because I just don't care. Now she's looking for water. Dumb dog. It's getting close for time for another 4x4 for 4.
Hmm.
And maybe suggest some other things. So as always, folks, thanks for listening. Be smart, be safe, please be kind to one another, and read some comics, read some team ups.
Bye, everybody.